Imagine that you sat down for the first time. This is your first time watching and listening to me. This shit sounds like another language you've never learned. Still. And it still talks, it seems like, oh, it's still hindsight. But you've watched me do it if you've been around for a while. You've literally watched me trade this. You literally watched me call it live on Twitter, minute by minute, 1 minute candles, outlining it, why it should do this, where it's going to go next, all that shit. I go in other people's live stream and I tell them where it's going to go before it happens. And still people doubt this stuff. You can go out here and do everything in front of them and they're still going to find some fault with you because they can't do it. So don't invite them into your problem. The problem is you solving who you are as a trader. And when you see these signatures repeat over and over and over and over again, it builds confidence. And when it's so open, it comes across as arrogance. It comes across as prideful. It's not. It's confidence. It's unshakable confidence that nothing else can come close to this. And when you get that and you tap into that, there's absolutely no fucking person on this internet that's going to talk you out of the way you feel about it because you experienced it, you lived it, you're walking it. You're making their yearly fucking salary in a week, laughing at them without needing to do it publicly. That's living well. That's the best fucking revenge. That's the best revenge. Let them talk all this shit about how you're never going to learn how to do this stuff. It's never going to work for you, blah, blah, blah. I got people that are millionaires now. Hello, millionaires that had the same shit told to them. Who are you going to believe? Who are you going to believe? You're going to believe the guy that's creating the people for free. They don't have to pay for this stuff anymore. They're going out there and they're making life-changing amounts of money and changing their whole dynamic. Their whole fucking family tree has been uprooted and planted in a new vineyard because they took the initiative to say, you know what, I just want to try and see if this stuff will work for me. And I'm going to put some real effort into it. Not 2 weeks, not a couple of months. I'm going to stick this out and see if it works for you. And as you go, you'll see progress and you'll see things that will increase your tenacity to stay with it. And it becomes infectious. And that's why many times we are a cult. And we are the fucking cult of winning. We win around here. We win. We don't guess. We don't get a fucking trade to make 7 handles and say, okay, it's a lot of fucking pressure. I gotta get off of this, man. And then I called it. It went 50 fucking handles. No, why aren't you in the 50 handles? Why aren't you in the 50 handles in the same account that you? There's a problem there. You need to fix that. That's an opportunity. Instead of addressing them, you're trying to appease an audience. Fuck the audience. Let me tell you something. I want all of you to do well, but if you don't have an opinion of me as someone that's trying to help you, you think I'm a piece of shit and I'm not trying to be here to do anything to encourage you or do it the right way, I don't really care about your opinion. It has no bearing on how I live. The people that give me feedback and say, you know what, I really got something out of this. It inspired me. It showed something that I had an uncertainty about something. I had a doubt about what I should be focusing on here. This helped me focus on what it is I should be looking at. It really made a structural process or procedure that I need to go in and look at. This helped me. I do it for that. There's no ad revenue on them. That is exactly what I'm trying to tap into. People that are willing to want to learn how to do this correctly. They know it's going to be hard work. They know they have to overcome a demon and maybe demons in themselves that are going to be plaguing their development. I didn't cause them. Maybe you didn't cause them, but you all had them. I had them. I still wrestle with a lot of stuff. But you still have to wrestle them and put them in submission and then stick to a process of learning how to do this. Because if it's not going to be this, what's it going to be? Moving average crossovers, okay? Is it going to be pivot points, harmonic horseshit? You know, what's it going to be? Because until you fix the you problem, all these things are going to resurface, and you're not going to focus on the processes that work if you give it enough time and effort. What opening price is it? 17,710 and a half. Price comes down, trades to the low of that candle. What's the low? 17,709.25. Did it respond? Did it respond? Did it prove there's a change in the state of delivery and algorithmically repriced higher? You're going to tell me that's buying and selling pressure? That's buyers getting it, right? Buyers did that, right? Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love reading people talk that bullshit because that didn't happen. That did not happen. Be safe. you should not, and this is important, you should not fear losing. You should not fear going in drawdown. You should not fear blowing out your first account. You should not fear that. Respect that that might happen, and that is going to be the instigation for you to follow rules, developing discipline, keeping your mind in the game about what it is you're doing, not just going out there and just rolling dice to see what happens. Now, I'm reminding you, in these instances, what's going to happen is probably what you don't want to see happen. And the perfect illustration of that is you don't want to see it happen, and you won't accept that it's happened, even though if you're in that trade that you impulsively entered, at some point, many times, you'll have that little warning sign go off. It isn't going to work out for you. And your conscience, which will be your inside voice, your internal voice, will say, you should never did that. Just close it right now. You're only down a couple $100. Just close it. But you won't. You won't. Because you are hurting and you want a white knight to come in and save you. And the white knight never fucking shows up. It doesn't. And then one of two things happens. The market stays against you and eventually squeezes you out where you can't even tolerate it anymore. Or you blow out. How are you going to feel about your execution, your decision to take that trade at the time, knowing that you shouldn't have done it? Then even in that trade, you knew you should have got out, but you didn't. You see how it easily compounds? These are things that mentors don't talk to you about because they don't have any answer for it. They'll talk about something that's in the left side of the chart. They'll sell that. I'm telling you how to navigate the hard right edge. And most of it is in between your ears. When are you trading? Are you in a good, healthy state of mind? There's nothing wrong with being excited. There's nothing wrong about being positive about the opportunity that's before you today, this trading session, this week. Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing. But you should not hop your, and adrenaline will come by either stress or excitement. If you have nervous anticipation, excitement, before you start trading, you need to stop. You're not focusing. You're at your peak in terms of emotion about what you're about to do. Don't take that trade. Especially if it's a live account or if you're at the funded stage. If you have all this nervous excitement about it, immediately go to a demo. And if it wins, you have grown through a period of nervousness and excitement that you cannot trade in that environment. In that state of mind, you should not be trading like that. But if you're wrong, are you going to regret it? No. You're going to reward yourself saying, you know what? That was the smartest shit I've ever done. At the time, I felt like I was going to win that trade. I felt like I was really going to win. I was excited. But because I identified my nervous excitement and I was trembling because I knew I was going to make money. I was going to go in there and make money. I identified that. And someone with more experience, more understanding about how I'm going to fuck myself up doing this, told me, don't do it with that live account. Go to a demo. And then you lost. That's a huge milestone. But none of you are opening yourself up for that. You will never give yourself that learning opportunity about yourself and discovery about yourself, because the trader that is who you are or who you're trying to grow into, that's the barrier that you don't see in front of you. You don't see it. But that's the person that's holding you back. And they're formidable. And if you stoke their fires and encourage them to be much more formidable in terms of keeping you from growing, how do you do that? By allowing emotions into your decision making and chasing image. See, a financially successful trader, the best ones out there, you don't see them. They're not out there showing you what they drive, what they spend, what they dress in. They don't do that. They don't do those things. They're busy living their life, managing themselves. How do you manage yourself? None of you have the right to know what I do on day to day. None of you do. It's never been my goal to ever have that. Because no matter what I show, no matter what I share, I could literally go to the 12 different bank accounts I got. And you'd shit and fall back in it and see what I had. It won't do anything for you. But there'll still be people out there. Oh, he went to an ATM machine and he did a balance inquiry right there. It came out of the ATM. Oh, it was photoshopped. I mean, I'm not gonna entertain these fucking asshats. And you shouldn't do it either. You're never gonna live up to everybody's expectation. So why even start there? What is your thirst? What is the thing that keeps you going? Why do you want to keep doing this? You want to do something specific. Whatever that is, that needs to be right in front of you every single day. I am learning how to do this so that way I can pay for my college tuition. I can go to this specific Ivy League college and pursue my educational desires. I can quit my job and replace this annual salary of that job with my trading. Notice there's no deadline. That's the other thing that invites failure. You're trying to time your success. You can't. Nobody can time your success. You have no idea that one moment, that one epiphany, where the veil lifts and you finally figure out who the fuck you are and all the things that you've been holding on to that you think are security blankets and things that are protecting you. When you finally put that stuff down, you realize that's the things that's been holding you back. Those scary thoughts. What if it does? What if it doesn't? What if you were wrong about your fear? What if you have been wasting all this fucking time worrying about things that never are going to be a factor for you? And you've held yourself back. What happens? What happens if you stop worrying about that stuff and you just focus on the things you're supposed to be focusing on? One step at a time, one day at a time, and let that day's learning be enough. And it will compound. And you'll know more than you did yesterday, last week. Do that for a few months. You have no idea how much you know. Think about it before you sat down with the content I shared. You've never seen these things before, never heard about it before. And then what you felt that day compared to today. I'm not saying are you making withdrawals and live account trade. That's not my point in asking you this. But your understanding about the marketplace and more specific, here's where you're supposed to be focusing right now, primarily in the beginning. How are you internalizing? Are you feeling less rush to get out there and be able to find money? Or are you now starting to realize that, if I treat this like a business and I don't gamble and I know what I'm looking for and the opportunities are right there before me and I'm equipped and I have the resources to take advantage of that, man, I can turn this into a profitable business endeavor. There's a shift, there's a paradigm shift that will take place for the people that really are trying to go after it. You're going to fail. I'm promising you that. You will never get it. That will never happen for you. You have to go out there and backtest. You have to study. You can't take my word for it. You got to go in there and see if it really is there. Because once you get to that point, you backtest and you see it, nothing. No asshat down in Texas, nobody up in New York, nobody in Canada, nobody in fucking Dubai. They're going to tell you what you're learning ain't the real market. They'll never, ever, ever be able to convince you otherwise. And once you have that mindset, there's nothing holding you back then. Because nobody can talk you out of it. You've convinced yourself, and you've been the person that's really talking yourself out of it.